Hello, class of 2020. My name is Warren. I'm one of the co-founders of Quaranteen University, and I'm a graduating senior too. We couldn't find anyone else to do the address. First of all, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations for completing the semester, for muscling through when classes got tough, for finding community when friends are at their most distant, and for making it here today to celebrate our crowning achievement of the past few years together. As I said, I'm a graduating senior, so I'm pretty much in the same boat as you with regard to college graduation, since mine was postponed back in March, and I probably won't make the rescheduled one because of work, so, like many of you, I'm done with school. Like, done. Except for getting my diploma. I heard that's supposed to come in the mail, in a poster tube or something, but my school never gave me a tracking number, so I'm kind of just crossing my fingers and hoping they don't mess it up. But let's be real, the poster tube doesn't matter, because today we're getting Minecraft diplomas, which, let me just list the facts. Doesn't need a poster tube, will never wrinkle, you can get as many copies as you want, and is objectively a way better conversation starter. I know when my grandkids ask about my college graduation, I'm going straight for diploma_2020.png. So, today is kind of a big deal. We're graduating. We're getting our diplomas. Yes, getting recognized. Isn't that what we always wanted? Well, actually for me, it is, because I've wanted graduation in Minecraft since middle school, but I recognize the reality is that most people don't want this to conclude their academic career. And in earnest, I agree. I can't say with a straight face that Minecraft graduation should replace our real graduation. And of the people watching our stream right now, I'm guessing only a select few of you would disagree with that. The rest of you are probably here for the social experience, some of you for the meme, or text-to-speech and senior quotes later, so I hope you like that because it's really funny when we tested it. And some of you are here for the novelty, because who graduates college in a decade-old video game? Apparently 512 of us. So I say again, I think it's fair to presume that only a few of you are here today for a genuine replacement for the 2020 ceremony. And that's okay. It's hard to get a sense of closure from graduating online. God willing, we'll all get our physical graduation ceremonies soon. But that leads me to what I want to talk about today. I'm a student, like you, so I can't espouse wise insights about the post-grad life or assurances that everything is going to be okay after COVID. But after rewriting this speech a million times and reflecting on my college experience, I hope that I can share this piece of wisdom, that we don't really need this. We don't need graduation. Minecraft graduation is nice to have, definitely, it's fun. I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world right now, but here, metaphorically speaking, I'm in an apartment in Boston right now. But we don't need it. We don't need real graduation either, really. I think it's nice to believe in rituals like graduation. It's nice to think that at the end of each stage of our life, like college, there's a ribbon that just ties everything together ever so perfectly. Like a package you can store away in your mental vault, or some series of blank pages that come between the last chapter of your life and the next. But the reality is that there's rarely ever a time where there's a clean break between chapters in our lives. Unless you go through witness protection, but then you have problems of your own. But even college isn't a clean break, because our loans follow us, our friends that we met are hopefully here to stay, and the way we spent our time in college forms the foundation of our character into the foreseeable future. Some research suggests it sticks with us for life. The idea of a clean break is romantic. It's the beginning of a new chapter of our lives, but it's totally in our heads. You won't find it shaking hands on stage or unfurling a diploma from a poster tube, although admittedly these are both helpful stimuli to convince yourself that you've graduated. But for me, at least, when I open my poster tube diploma and unroll it on my bed, when I look at it, I'm not going to see a piece of paper that encompasses the past 4 years of my life. I'm just going to see a piece of paper. Maybe if I'm lucky, there'll be a university monogram, some gold leaf, but I'm certainly not going to see my life thus far. The natural criticism to this point of view is that college commencement and diplomas are never meant to acknowledge your whole life as a student. It's just meant to recognize academic achievement. And I guess that's true, but it's a matter of perspective, and I won't try to refute it, but I will go on the record as saying that academic achievement is not the penultimate quality we should be taking away from our college experience. College demands and celebrates high scholarly achievement, but it's also a place for intellectual curiosity, forming lifelong friendships, trying new things, growing as an individual, and hopefully learning how to be a happy and decent person. To reduce one's experiences to a diploma is to rob that person of their individuality. While I agree the prospect of losing yourself in the Dionysian atmosphere of pomp and circumstance performed live as you gracefully walk to shake the hand of your school president was appealing, it's a similar feeling to enjoying a concert. It's enrapturing. It's entertainment. It's not in any way a reflection of you, and it's certainly not the start to a new chapter in your life, unless you decide to make it. Armchair graduation coordinator for a second, but I think this is why celebrities get invited to be commencement speakers. It's a sort of performance. So I'm sorry you got stuck with me. We're on a tight budget. Also to clarify, we are not performing Pomp and Circumstance live today, but we have a great 5-hour YouTube video that loops in glorious 720p, so prepare yourselves. The notion of reducing your experiences down to something insignificant extends to other avenues of our lives too. In March, I caught the coronavirus. I promise this is relevant. And I don't care what the news is saying about young people recovering better. Those 2 weeks hurt me in ways I could not know I could be hurt. I went through all 5 stages of grief. Denial, I don't have COVID. Anger, why is everyone at Star Market so shitty at following arrow signs? Bargaining, maybe one of my bio friends will cook me hydroxychloroquine. Depression, oh god it hurts. And acceptance. The next 2 weeks are just gonna suck. And they did suck. After accepting my fate, I emailed my professors saying I can't do the homework, can I please get an extension? One of my professors downright said no. For context, this class had an average midterm grade of a 62. Maybe there's some correlation there. So that sucked. The 2 weeks I spent in recovery, self-isolation, sucked. The work I had to catch up on afterwards sucked. Then I recovered, and I started going back to class, like nothing happened. And here's the thing, and why I bring up this example, because I found that telling people I was sick would just make them worried. I found it easier to keep it to myself. I didn't conceal the illness, but I just didn't make it anyone else's problem if I didn't need to. As a result, I think most people who interacted with me on a regular basis noticed only a mild drop in productivity from me, and maybe me joining through video calls. They didn't know I was sick. So I bring up this example not to boast self-restraint or strength, but to illustrate that people can be going through very tough times without necessarily showing symptoms. Our mental portraits of each other are imperfect, necessarily so, because we can't know what it's like to be someone else without actually being them. That classmate you met in freshman year with a 2.8 GPA might have been struggling to support their family on top of classes. That high-achieving valedictorian you knew from high school might be suffering from depression. There are people all around us whose life experiences we don't have access to. So what does this have to do with graduation? Well, everything really. When you stand on the commencement stage today, you'll be partaking in a ritual that everybody knows, understands, and largely approves of. You will now be a college grad, living proof that past generations have stood in your shoes on the stage just as future generations will. College commencement is enrapturing for this reason because it reduces you to a college grad, something that everyone else in the ceremony can relate to. But just because we're all college grads today doesn't mean that we fit the same shoes. That is to say, your life experience will never be the same as someone else's. In a few minutes, I'm going to kick off this graduation ceremony with reading names, degree types, majors, minors, and honors. And though this is a time for celebration, what I hope to impart to you is that those qualities only scratch the surface of someone's character. Their perspective is just as unique as yours, and we don't know what they're going through. Today, we are all united as college graduates, but we shouldn't forget our individualism and the unique work we did to earn our place on this stage. I know that college commencement speeches always end with a charge to the graduating class. Since Minecraft player is currently one of my identifying traits today, I'll understand if you take this with a grain of salt. But for those who are open to it, my charge to my fellow class of 2020 is to choose compassion. Choose to remember that we might not always see the full picture, because appearances are often deceiving. Choose to be understanding, and to take the benefit of the doubt even when a situation doesn't really deserve it. And lastly, choose to remember that others don't need to see the full picture of your personality. Only you do. So when you finally get your diploma through some ceremony, Minecraft or otherwise, remember that the ceremony signifies something you already knew, that you're a college graduate. Own it. My second charge is, frame your Minecraft diploma, please. I don't want to be the only one. Thank you everyone for your support of Quarantine University. We're so happy to have you here today. Please enjoy graduation, and I'll see you on the stage.